Welcome to PUBG Playbook. I'm Matrym, and PUBG Nations Cup just finished out, and it was an absolute banger. Finally, getting a crowd over in Thailand to witness some amazing PUBG play, and these countries stepped up. So many players finding themselves and showing the potential of what they can showcase on an international stage. But I do have to say, one of the big unexpected factors for this is going to be Brazil. So let's walk through one of their firefights and take a look at how some of these other countries stacked up in what was a very hard circle to play. We're going to kick off everything moving into Circle 5. Yeah, I know it's pretty far back in the game, but this is where a lot of the pivotal movements that are going to affect the late game occur. Note, Argentina is getting pinched with Brazil on the low ground and Vietnam on the high ground, and life is about to be pretty bad for them. Vietnam moves down the hill to try to crush into a weakened Argentina, but a good read from Sparking drops a nade to weaken Vietnam's approach and forces them much more onto the Argentinian side. Circle 6 pops over and it's going to move into the west. USA uses this opportunity to try to push into Turkey and gets absolutely rocked. And Finland, who is in second place right now, Mexi tries to exploit this, but because the fight went down so fast, he's also going to go down at this stage. Note, at this point, Brazil is now only 2 points ahead on the leaderboard. First place, there's still 3 players up. Brazil, Sparking, Haven, plus Koreans and Nonix team up to wipe out Vietnam in 4th place, and now we have 3 teams at the end of Circle 6. High ground advantage and compounds are definitely in Korea's favor. Both Turkey and Brazil are playing low ground points with very minimal vision looking up that hillside. Korea is using their advantages to harass Brazil, who's having to contend with multiple knocks and starting to get low on some of their utility. Circle 7 pops and it does favor Brazil, but Korea also does have one building that lashes in, but that's about it. They know that they're going to have to likely move downhill into 2 teams that they've been harassing and drawing a lot of attention from for a while now. Both Turkey and Brazil have taken several knocks, are quite battered, whereas Korea has been on the high ground position in a far more comfortable fighting stance. Sparking notices this, moves up to a shack, and uses the side barrels for cover as well as having a good firing angle. 4 members still up for Korea versus 3 on Brazil and Turkey. It's a calculated gamble to get more circle control, but Brazil is the only team that does not have to move in an absolutely barren circle. And Onyx, who just made that gamble play, now has to figure out how to get out of this position. While they do have circle, Brazil is still heavily outnumbered, and sure, they have advantages of some cover, but that lack of cover in the rest of the circle also does mean that they're going to have to take firefights against 2 different teams in that same minimal cover. The next is just going to be a quick collapse of dominoes setting to fall. Korea decides to hop in, drives to Brazil in an attempt to take their spot to see if maybe they can get into a position to compete against Turkey, but it's going to run right into a point that they don't know where LFP is at. He pops up and gets a beautiful spray to just demolish them. Onyx dies on the outside of this, and Turkey attempts to use the distraction that Korea has provided, but due to how fast Korea dies, Turkey doesn't have the time to get into a fighting position. Brazil quickly exploits this, and now it's just Brazil having to do some mop-up cleaning, and they manage to pick up the round win. PNC was full of some amazing moments and unexpected teams climbing to the top of this leaderboard. Here, you can see that Brazil is going to be standing at the pinnacle of their play and being number 1 on the leaderboard. Sure, they do slide down a little bit and end in 3rd place, but Brazil came to play and they showcased that. A ton of countries put up massive plays and respect for their countries, their regions, and just PUBG as a whole. And if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch PNC, please do so. But remember, we still have a lot of action that is going to be building up. You want to see what's going on with Brazil? You want to see what's going on with the rest of Americas? We've got the ESL event going on this weekend. So make sure you go in, follow your favorite players, because we still have PGC at the end of the year and everything is building up. PNC is just the halfway point, and you know it's only going to get spicier from here.